But that at least brings us to neutral. So, do I head in to the ice caves? Let's take a peek, shall we? I mean, that's a bad start for us. Mo dragons, yeah, a lot of potential cold damage. Unfortunately, I think we're just gonna have to hightail it out of here. Let's do one hit in. I mean, our damage output can do the trick. Don't know how we're not taking damage. There we go. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. How much damage do you do, my friend? Oh, you have multiple hits. Oh, you're the real problem. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Well, you don't follow me out of here, though I do think you'll get some parting shots. Fortunately, not enough parting shots to be a problem. Jeez Louise. Ooh, a +8 whip. I mean, if anything is going to be our spare weapon, that probably takes the cake for the time being here. And la-da-da. Oh, do not fire in the direction of my slime friend. Thank you, game, for holding me back. Our rage got too much. It's when you need a friend to keep a hand on you. Let's take these kiddos in slightly smaller batches just in case. Again, better safe than sorry. And there we go. And we haven't found our slime entrance yet, right? No, so it's somewhere here on layer 5. I'm tempted to not go into the Forest of Troubles yet. We can instead stay out here for the time being. And we are able to take out all of our sheepish friends. That's fantastic. I think, as we've probably covered at some point before, I don't think sheep is actually the right classification for the yaks. They're more bovine than sheep, but nonetheless, it helps. It simplifies, I guess, to group them in. Which is, I guess, too often the logic that is used to further that kind of mentality. But unfortunately, that's just where we're at. It looks to be like that is going to be where the slime entrance is. At least the Jivya, to our one true Lord and Savior, seems to indicate as much. But fantastic. Well, let's pop down here and grab these items before it's too late. Maybe? Hello? Yes. Are able to take care of our plant friend there as well. Vampiric Morningstar. Well, holy moly, we're definitely getting our fair share of all sorts of different, Ooh, hello friends. One of you is going to hit that alarm trap almost assuredly, right? Just trying to get into a safe spot before I continue that train of thought. Definitely lots of maces and flails, which I'm hoping was the thought that I interrupted. I never really know. Don't trust my brain to be able to remember short term like that. That's generally where I find myself struggling. Only oak cloak plants were our friends. We definitely have a lot in common. You're guarding the home of my one true love and savior, so you would think that we'd have a bit more common ground, but I guess it is what it is. Let's get some more dexterity. And definitely wait out that corrosion before continuing forward. As soon as you get into that like -12 or worse range, it's probably a good time to just take the foot off the gas a little bit. Hello friends, don't mind me as I just make my way downtown here. There we go, there's the stairwell we're looking for. Oh, what a lovely world we live in. Everyone's just together in harmony and friendship. Love to see it. Please don't eat any more of my artifacts. Son of a gun. Well, definitely ate a whole lot of it. Unfortunately. Let's check this armor, actually. +2, probably not going to make the cut. If we head upstairs here to just drop off some of the extraneous content. Yeah, do you want poison darts? Probably make the list there as well. Let's just sprint down to the next little vault. I'm guessing they're all on the outside. I don't know why we rushed. It looks to be like everything that's not an artifact has probably already been gobbled down, unfortunately. Okay, one spellbook somehow survived the onslaught. Hello, Royal Jelly. Here I thought there could only be one, but apparently not so much. And some plate armor as well. Not quite gonna make the cut there either, unfortunately. So I guess that's that. That's slime for you, folks. Is there any treasure in the center? I don't believe so, but maybe worth taking a quick peek in. In fact, let's just auto-explore the entire area. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, I'll pick you up for some additional willpower, potentially. Just because we don't have too much of a dead set plan as to what the future will hold here, so that seems like it might be worth our consideration at the very least. And there we go. Look at that. Already got one rune under our belt. It's that easy. Love to see it. Next question becomes, do we want to finish slime here? Or sorry, not slime, but lair. Or do we come back to lair 5 after a wee bit? I mean, it wasn't going horribly for us at this time. We do have a lot of PD, so I'm tempted to go somewhere where we can potentially burn some of this off. Which, when I phrase it that way, makes it seem like it's a bad thing, but it's more of a case where we'll feel free to burn it off without being worried about what that may or may not indicate for our future. You know? I could head to Snake. Let's at least head back to our stairwell, if we're able to. There we go, fantastic. I don't recall what state we left Orc in either. So, if I go to the tippity top, all the way to the top, take a peek down. Oh, completely cleared it. Good to know, good to know. In that case, probably will be the snake pit for me. Have the poison resistance. I mean, we're a little slow, so that's going to be rough. What was our other area? Shoals, I think? Yes, there it is. Shoals. I mean, none of it is ideal by any means. So let's head in here to start out, and we can see how things go, shall we? In fact, let's swap back into this hereby ring. And if you two can just spit poison at me and nothing else, that seems to be a much more advantageous position to find ourselves in. Oh, our enemies did all get disarmed. I didn't even really notice that happening, but I was wondering why they had nothing in their hands. Kind of forgetting that we gained that mutation. That is very interesting for sure. Definitely use IDs. Free up the room for finally getting another heal wounds potion. Love to see it. And a short bow of electrocution. I mean, it's a non-zero amount of consideration going into that swap. Weapon would damage. There we go. All I could think of was weapon range and 5 other terms that were completely irrelevant to the sentiment I was trying to express, but damage would go down a bit. Of course, with the faster attack speed, you'd hope that we'd get some procs on the electrocution. There's potentially at least something there, you know? We have a lot of these dex increasing rings. In fact, I should probably wear one that also gives us electricity resistance for any shock serpents that come around a corner, giving us a bit of a fright. And do I want to use up anything else in the here and now? I could just start enchanting this arbalist, or there's an argument to be made for waiting for, you know, the triple crossbow that we're definitely going to get. At least that's the kind of justification I'd usually be using in this kind of a situation. Oh. Let's drop vulnerability scrolls. I mean, if we ever decide to lean a bit more into our hexes here, I guess they could have a bit more of a use case, even more so than I normally pretend they might. You know what? Buckler of Reflection. Let's just drop that. I keep having moments of like realizing that we need to be a bit more careful as to what we throw on the ground here, because a lot of it can just get eaten, unfortunately. But okay, we still have very large antenna. Fantastic. Glad that didn't change. It's not like I've been holding out hope for a hero there. Acidic Saliva is nice, though. 1 to 6, I saw antenna. Our antenna shrank twice and grew twice. How about that? We lost all of our fur, unfortunately. Don't love that. But I think, yeah, our breath weapon now has acid added to it, so that's pretty nice on its own. So we'll see how much we end up using that effect. Most things are dying before they get too much of an opportunity to get spit on here. Not that I'm complaining whatsoever. That is just how we like it, so... Ah. Hello, Louise. 27% chance of banishment? I mean, we can File of Floods to temporarily silence you, my friend. We don't have any nice, easy to swap to willpower, unfortunately. No potions of enlightenment either. 31% chance to paralyze you, though. So maybe if we just silence you with that, that's a decent start. And then I guess, do we even bother? Maybe I shouldn't. To play it safe, we'll paralyze you. Just remove any potential risk from that equation as well. And that is fantastic. And back to the highway we go. Fantastic. That's one too many fantastics in the last few seconds, but we'll just roll with it. Okie dokie, we get regen MP with a bit of dex for an amulet. That's okay. Gold pieces. I mean, do I have anything I really want there? Hand cannon to freezing if we wanted to swap over to a one-handed ranged approach. Would mean going back for that shield we left behind. It's tempting just because of how garbage the amulet is. I do want to take a peek at our shopping list. There were a few things. I mean, that Ring of Willpower, would have loved to have had that moments ago. 666 gold. Does get us a few different categories here. It's probably worth it, honestly. Get the Reflection Amulet, at the very least, and that kind of finally fills out that slot for us that we've been leaving empty this entire time. Were there other hand cannons? Really? In all of Orc too? We didn't find anything? Also didn't find any crossbows. Oh, because they're called arbalists. That makes sense. I guess any hand cannons that were around probably got eaten up. Which is also fair. Again, keep forgetting about that until it becomes explicitly relevant. That's fine. Manual of Fighting could end up being useful for us. I guess I might as well put it on my shopping list so I don't completely forget it exists. but relatively expensive and definitely not in our short-term future by any means. And Guardian Serpent, I'm slightly concerned about. Definitely not a character that likes to be surrounded, or more accurately, not a character that can really stand to be surrounded, because it's very, very likely to end horribly for us. Okay, we do have fire resistance. For all these sons of guns, do you have a distortion weapon? You have a kite shield of reflection. Ooh, that is going to be a problem. And you're hasted? Who the heck gave you haste, my friend? Holy. Okay. We at least are guaranteed to hit. We shouldn't reflect anything back with them being knocked out. Fantastic. Kite shield of reflection. Holy. Well, let's drop this whip. The whip won't be eaten, so it can kind of safely be returned to in the future if we so desired to, but I think it's actually a pretty safe bet that we'll be leaving that sitting on the ground for good here. Ooh, and a few more shops? I mean, we could use an ID. It's a little expensive, so I don't love that. For now, let's just mark everything there, especially until we see what's available in these shops here as well. Like, that is a much more affordable identify scroll. There we go. Brand got there eventually. Teleportation scroll of revelation. Well, we actually have found none of these to date here. How about that? Well, is it worth the 90? Again, I'll probably just mark it for now. Oh, and with the ID scroll, we can definitely use that up right away. So never mind. We did actually have one scroll of magic mapping on us here. Just wasn't ID'd until this very moment in time. Very interesting. Well, let's just continue onwards and upwards here. Definitely don't love coming around a corner headfirst into a snake, because I feel like these anacondas might actually be able to take me down a peg. Unfortunately. But okie dokie, we hit our skill caps once again here. Where else do we wish to go? I guess a bit of spellcasting will be super fast to learn, and will make Jinx Bite a potential option for us here. Especially since I remember now that we were looking at this dimensional bullseye. Hexes and translocation, hey? I mean, it's probably worth it at some stage to learn it. Again, the buy-in is extremely small. So not the end of the world. Let's just leave that spellcasting as it's our main thing for now. +2 cloak. I mean, the poison resistance means nothing to me, but otherwise fairly useful. So with you, my friend, I mean, we definitely want you silenced, which isn't really an option here. If I come in, and let's just take a quick look. 29% chance to fear you. So essentially, if I start this fight, we are pretty committed to getting through it one way or another. I mean, I have electricity resistance. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a nightmare to deal with our electrical friend here. Actually, not too bad at the end of the day. Better than I was expecting, for sure. And we're even able to finish putting on our cloak just in time for a few more friendly faces to come traipsing about. So that's fantastic. And oh my gosh, the shops galore. As far as I can see, I will actually buy heal wounds immediately. I feel like that's useful. Potion of enlightenment. Just because we found ourselves in that situation earlier, I think I will. And I'm going to buy the contraction as well. It's about the same price as ID scrolls. Actually, I guess a bit higher, because a good ID scroll is just 24. Nonetheless, Just for the idea alone, I'm happy to spend that little bit of cash. Okay, I had to double check that we weren't on Snake 4 without me realizing it, because that definitely started to look a little bit like the end of the line. I mean, do I really care about this +3 slain? AC would remain unchanged switching up to this armor, so might actually be fine. Potentially more tempted to go into the robe of willpower here. Ooh, a nice deep purple aesthetic to it as well, looking good. Gotta wear our royal colors. Wand of paralysis, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that affecting us here. And I mean, Potion of Degeneration, that one is just purely to ID it. Let's spend 13 gold, just get it off of our minds. Is there anything else I would really want to buy here? I mean, I guess I can mark the curing just in case that becomes extremely relevant at some stage in the future. We're just desperately searching for a source of curing. And I will buy ID, and oh my gosh. Enchant armor scrolls as far as the eye can see. Now that could definitely end up playing a decent role in our future. In fact, I could be a little more free with our usage of enchant weapon scrolls with that knowledge in hand. Use the one on us, frees up an inventory slot. We can always, again, come back to buy those later. That's already bringing us down to Snake 4. You know what? I don't like that approach. That entrance was a little too constrictive, I'd say. Oh, we got transparent skin, so definitely have, I think that's a lot of additional stealth, if I recall correctly. Indeed, also reduces our foe's accuracy. Okay, that's not too bad. I think we did just lose some armor class there. Maybe, maybe not. Also wanted to see. We exhale a cloud of poison instead of just a single shot now. Fantastic. Welp. Let's train a bit of hexes. And, in fact, let's show all skills here, because a bit of translocations in the background as well. None of that should take too long to get up and running. Well, let's take these kiddos upstairs. Fantastic. That worked out perfectly. Get the Guardian Serpent separated from all their other friends, just to try and prevent some nasty situations there. Speaking of nasty situations. Do you know what? I think I will get off the stairwell here. We're going to Uzamancy it up. Everyone can come say hello to me in our acid den here. Please and thank you, if you could be so kind. Even you, my friend. Holy moly. Well, that kind of worked at the end of the day. Definitely better than I expected, all things considered.